Hey, welcome to the Between the Sundays podcast, where we connect Sunday to Sunday. My name's Carson. I'm playing host this week, and I'm here with two great guys. Pastor Trevor, one of our executive pastors. Anything you got?
Oh, I'm just happy to be here today. We're on site today, like,
Oh,
we're not in
yeah.
the same spot.
Yeah, if you're watching us right now, you know we are in a different location, maybe one that you are familiar with. Turn on the video if you aren't already.
Unless you're
Um,
driving,
and let Depends on who you ask.
Yeah,
then
crowd
keep
looks
li
great.
then just listen.
Crowd looks great. Good to see you guys.
Hey, thanks for
I
being
see
here.
you up
We're
there.
live and in person. Welcome to Between the Sundays Live. And we've also got Garrett Snyder, our local and global uh, missions director. He's also our communications director. What don't you do, Garrett?
There's a lot I don't do. We got a pretty solid team here. I feel like the things I do, I handle semi well. I try to do it pretty well. But you guys do a great job too. So we all do a lot.
I think you're crushing
You
your
wanna, like,
role.
thank your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and
Is
Yeah.
this an acceptance speech? What did this turn into? And right now, if you've been with us at Generations Church, you know that we are in the middle of one of our favorite things of the year at the movies. We kicked off this past Sunday, and it was fantastic. We kicked off a movie that maybe you guys have seen. If you hadn't seen it yet, maybe you went back and watched it. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Just a fantastic movie. How do you guys feel about this past week?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, at the movies is a pretty big series for us. I think historically we've seen it's a pretty high invite uh, series. It's a good series if you've got a neighbor who you've been talking to church, talking about church and inviting them. If you've got a family member that maybe has fallen out of the habit of coming to church consistently, it's just a really good series to invite people that you love and that you want to see here. Got popcorn and soda in the morning, and
Heck yeah. I mean, speaking of Pastor Trevor said I should bring this up. I ate like a box of popcorn before I went up and did announcements, and I just started choking during
yeah,
the first thing. I think there was like a kernel stuck in my throat, and I was
yeah,
like, when I was eating the box, I was like, popcorn before
this
9
is a
a.m.
great idea.
is awesome, and it is good if you don't have to go up on stage and just talk to people for a period of time. I think I was trying just not to choke in the middle of it. So
yeah. It was a
I
rough
think
rough call.
I think my favorite thing from this past Sunday is you did a great job in the announcements of having everyone open their Coke can at the same time,
for sure.
and then, like, there was one person in the 10 o'clock
Like
service
10 minutes in.
that, like, 10 minutes
Really?
in like, a silent part of Pastor Jeremy talking that you just, like, it wasn't even, like, a quiet. They just went, like, full force.
Maybe it's round 2, that's
Maybe
it. We try
so.
and get everyone to pop the tops before, we actually get started, but every once in a while,
Somebody just has to have that second Coke or the Sprite
Sprite.
or who knows. It was
Absolutely.
incredible, though.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's great, yeah, for those that maybe don't know or haven't been to one, to an At the Movie series yet, we take some classic and current kind of big blockbuster movies, and Pastor Jeremy, uses them to, relate back to stories and parables of the Bible and just basically tell, what, we call here the greatest story ever told. So we say it all the time, it's a ton of fun, it's an
Yeah.
exciting environment, there's movie characters roaming the building, but ultimately, we're here and we use these movies to tell the stories that we find in the Bible. So it's a special series. It's always a ton of fun.
Yeah.
We've got he told you we did Narnia this past week. We've got two
Which
more coming up.
it's a Christian movie, right? There's like it was written, C.S. Lewis wrote it with some Christian themes. So you might have thought, "Oh, that's an easy one."
Yeah,
But year after year, we have a ton of different movies, but The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe, the themes in that one were fantastic, which
Yeah, that one set itself up
yeah, it
well.
was some pretty strong imagery in
yeah,
there, but it really set us up for something cool because when Pastor Jeremy presented the gospel at the end, I
Oh,
believe we had 7
yep.
people say yes to Jesus
Yeah.
this
yeah,
past Sunday, which is you'd think like, "Oh, it's at the movies, whatever, they're having a good time," but I think the salvations we see across the board during this series is what blows my mind the most.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the salvations and just, like, first-time guests, that are on site are two of the biggest things every year of why we continue to come back to this series.
For sure.
Because it's not just fun, and it is. It's not just something that the kids love, and they do. I mean, my 3-year-old daughter, like, Anna and Elsa were upstairs. It's all we've talked
Yeah.
about.
yeah,
Like, she thinks that the Anna and Elsa were in the building on
Yeah.
Sunday. Like, so, like, it's a ton of fun for the whole family. But every single year, it's one of our highest peaks every year that we see new people coming to church. It's also one of the peaks every year outside of Easter. Like, it's one of the biggest times every year that we see salvations happen.
Yeah, it's
And so, like,
awesome.
it's not just fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just popcorn and candy and, drinks and all that. Like, it is the gospel presented in a way that if I'm sitting here outside of a relationship with Jesus, that I feel like it truly can connect to me. And I think that's super powerful.
Yeah, and then I mean this year, I just want to give a quick shout out to Pastor Connor. Him and Pastor Aaron had this idea, but they did soundtrack music walking up to the building, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was blowing my
Yeah,
mind.
so
I know
many
we had
compliments.
a ton of people comment on it, but it was like you were walking into the movie, and I think Pastor Aaron had this vision, and Pastor Connor made it come to life. But the
It was
soundtracks that
awesome.
were
It
happening
was
as you were
awesome. The
walking
smell of
up.
popcorn. I mean, it just hit
Oh,
you at the
dude.
front door. I mean, it was great.
Batman
like-
was standing in, and it may have been like the tallest Batman ever. Batman seemed like he
It was an
6'9".
intimidating
Yeah.
Batman. It was a legit.
Yeah. So we've got 2 more weeks. We don't tell the movies ahead of time, so you'll have to be here to witness that.
Do you like the one that we're about to do this Sunday?
I do. The last 2, the first one was great. The last 2 are just as good, if not better. So
The
exciting.
only spoiler I can give is it's not Narnia.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we're
just
not
saying,
doing
we're
it.
not doing
Not
that
2
this
weeks in a
week.
row.
No.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
One
Yeah.
thing to note: so not this Sunday, but the next Sunday is the last Sunday of At the Movies,
Yeah, first Sunday in
uh,
November.
Jersey Day. So if you're
Someone-
listening, wear your jersey.
Someone who's up here with me got me a jersey recently for my birthday. I think I'm gonna put that one on.
That was not me.
So it was Garrett. The NBA season starts tonight. He got me a little championship Celtics jersey, so he knows I'm
Oh,
committed
wow.
to the. So shout out to G on that.
I don't think Gary got me a birthday present.
Well,
So we'll talk about that
we all have
later.
favorite coworkers. It's fine.
Figure it out.
If for those of you guys that can see us right now, you may have noticed that I'm in sweatpants. And it's just not. It's like, does he dress that way when he comes to work? And I can say this. I can tell you this. These aren't just any sweatpants.
They're not.
These are woven sweatpants.
They are.
Which is our women's conference, and I'm just really committed to what goes on at Woven. One of our greatest events this year. We've got Lisa Harper
Yep.
coming and speaking. One of our most anticipated events. I mean, we're gonna do our best to make sure there's enough parking spots. I mean, are you guys stoked for Woven or what? I mean, we're less than a month out.
Yeah, I mean, the team's working kind of all hands on deck on Woven, from getting everything ready for anybody that's bringing their kids with them, and Pastor Madeline and the team getting ready to serve those kids upstairs. We've rented shuttle buses. We've got, several police officers planning on being here that night to help with the logistics of parking and moving people around. and
Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that there's still room to sign up.
There is still room to sign up.
Okay.
So yeah, we still have some limited seats available. So if people are wanting to be here, they need to get here that night. They don't want to miss out. It's going to be a blast. We're renting a huge tent to put out in the parking lot. It's just going to be beforehand a lot of fun. So get here early, and then don't plan on leaving right after it's over. Like, they're going to want to hang out, eat food, and just spend some time just connecting to other people. And it's going to be a
If
blast.
the food's
the
anything
ladies.
like last year, I mean, my favorite part is when the service starts, and then I just get to just munch for a while.
Just clean
you know?
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that. I still think about that chocolate.
It'll be
waffle.
good. Miss Corey and I worked on some really cool apparel. for
Oh,
the
yeah.
event.
Yep.
We did some pre-orders, so some of you took advantage of that. But those that didn't, we'll have a store there. So we're excited about that. Just
Yeah.
some cool.
You could
Uh,
get cool sweatpants like these type of merch.
Yeah, we won't have sweatpants this year. But
But other cool things.
we've got some other cool
clothing.
things just to kind of remember the
give you
night
these
by. And
if you're really interested.
but it's
We'll raffle Carson's sweatpants.
I don't know how often
Yeah.
I'll be wearing these. I'm just committed.
We'll
to the
wash
brand
'em.
for
Yeah,
today.
but Miss Corey and her team, they've worked so hard. It's
really
been
have.
wild to see the work that's gone into this, and we're excited for Lisa to be here. And it's gonna be such a fun night for the ladies of our church and our community. So.
I mean, they've been praying for and planning this event for
Yeah.
a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting to see it all kind of, unfold that night.
I don't want to jump ahead too quickly, but October's coming to an end.
It's crazy,
We've
isn't it?
got 2 months left in 2024.
Yeah.
Which is just the years keep moving.
Yeah.
I think one poet said one time, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. And maybe you guys have heard that before if you've seen Shrek. And one of my we've got exciting stuff going on. We've already talked about at the movies and Woven. I mean, you can probably speak to this the best, Pastor Trevor. What's going on the rest of the
Yeah, I
year
mean,
here?
between now and the end of the year, it doesn't seem like it's that much longer, but there's a lot that we're doing. I mean, obviously, Woven, and then on that Sunday morning, Lisa Harper speaking that Sunday
Mm,
morning. We've got baptism coming mid-November. So, like, if you are here and you're one of the 7 people this past Sunday that made a decision for Jesus, like, man, your next step's baptism. Like, we don't believe that baptism saves you, but we believe that it
Yeah.
is that outward expression of what God's already done in your heart, and we want to celebrate. And I love baptism because I mean, there's just I
Nothing
think
gets me
last
more
time there
excited than
was like
baptism.
150 people in the lobby, like screaming when they got baptized. Like it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And so we've got baptism. Obviously, there's Thanksgiving. We don't do anything specific here at Thanksgiving, but just you with your family and kind of preparing for the holidays. And then we get into the December month, and it's Christmas and
Oh man, we got
kids'
our kids
Christmas
program
stuff coming up
on the
on the
what is it, the
8th.
8th?
The 8th, yeah.
Yeah, so kids' Christmas stuff's coming up on the 8th. That's always a huge Sunday. And it's a wild card of what's gonna happen on stage that Sunday.
Absolutely. I know
Um,
that me and Madeline's daughter gets to participate this year, so
nice.
we'll see how long she
Star
stays
of the
up
show
there.
right
Yeah, she
there.
could be just sprinting around for a
For
while.
sure.
Yeah.
It's always
That's
fun.
that's the best part of the kids,
Oh
just seeing
yeah.
which one holds on the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you got
Is the
that.
LED wall gonna stay up,
We've
or they're gonna
got
smack it? You know, it's
don't say that. Don't
Oh,
even
sorry.
speak it into
Oh,
existence.
sorry.
But then we've got the G Team Christmas party that'll
Yeah.
happen in December. So all of our
Yeah.
people that are on our G Team, and so like it's just a ton of fun. And then Christmas Eve, all
Wow.
the good stuff that's coming in December, and then we're gonna blink and it's 2025.
Yep.
Sounds like it's the perfect time to lock in. Anything you guys want to say before we go?
I'm good.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate you guys being out here. I appreciate all the people who behind the scenes made this happen in a new set.
Yeah, shout out to Pastor Connor on the new set.
Shout out to Pastor
Looks
Connor
so
on the
good.
new set. He made this happen. One thing, hey, we would love if you would share this with somebody else. It would encourage them during their week, just to see like, hey, this is just how God connects to us between the Sundays. You know, how do we connect Sunday to
Give
Sunday?
us a
That's our heart behind
nice
this.
review.
Huh?
Give us a nice review,
Give us a
maybe.
nice review. If you feel like this is a 5-star podcast, why don't you just hop on there and just let them know? If you think it's a 3-star podcast, just hold out. Hear another episode. But if you think it's 5 stars, let the people know what's up. That this is fantastic. But for me, I know like this is an encouraging part of my week. You know, if you can encourage people Sunday to Sunday that God's with us all the time, that's just our heart
Yeah.
and why we do this.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys listening, watching, wherever you are. Like this, share this with somebody, rate it, let the people know. But thank you, G. Thank you, Pastor Trevor, for being up here with me. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.